Hi, welcome to another edition of the CryptoLaw series. Today, we dive into the core technology behind cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and the decentralized ledger technology, or DLT for short. We will explore how this groundbreaking innovation is reshaping the financial world and beyond. I am your host, BARINOR. To understand blockchain, we first need to take a step back and look at the traditional concept of ledgers. For centuries, ledgers have been used to record transactions, indicating credit and debit, whether in physical books as in the early days of trade or digitally through accounting software as used by banks and financial institutions today. In the traditional financial system, these ledgers are controlled by central authorities, banks, government, or companies. These institutions verify and record every transaction, but this centralized system has its own set of challenges. Centralized systems, while effective, come with risks. They create single point of failure, making them vulnerable to hacking, corruption, or human error. They also require trust. Users must trust that the institution will manage their data responsibly without manipulation or misuse. But what happens when the trust is broken? From financial fraud to data breaches, the weakness of centralized systems have been exposed time and again. This is where blockchain technology steps in, offering an alternative, a decentralized, secure, and transparent way to manage transactions. So, what exactly is blockchain? Think of it as a digital ledger, a database that records transactions. But unlike traditional ledgers, which are controlled by one entity, a blockchain is decentralized. This means it is maintained by a network of computers known as nodes spread across the globe. When a transaction is made, it's not just recorded by one entity. Instead, the transaction is broadcast to the entire network. Every node on the network works to verify and validate that transaction. Once the transaction is approved, it is bundled together with others into a block. That block is then added to a chain of previous transactions, creating a permanent and unchangeable record, the blockchain. This continuous chain of blocks forms the decentralized ledger, which is publicly available and secure from tampering. The genius of blockchain lies in its decentralization. No single entity or group controls the blockchain. Instead, power is distributed across the entire network. This prevents any single point of failure and reduces the risk of fraud. If one node is compromised, the rest of the network remains unaffected. Blockchain achieves this security and trust through a process known as consensus. In most blockchains like Bitcoin, this is done through a system called proof of work. Nodes or miners compete to solve complex mathematical puzzles. Once a puzzle is solved, the winning miner gets to add the next block to the chain and the transaction is considered verified. This consensus mechanism ensures that no one can alter or reverse transactions without the approval of the majority of the network. This makes blockchain highly secure and resistant to manipulation. While blockchain is the most well-known form of decentralized ledger technology, it is important to understand that DLT is a broader concept. In essence, DLT refers to any system that uses a distributed network to record, share, and synchronize data. In essence, DLT refers to any system that uses a distributed network to record, share, and synchronize data across multiple locations without needing a central authority. Today, blockchain and other forms of DLT are being explored for a wide range of uses beyond cryptocurrencies. Industries like healthcare, supply chain management, real estate, and even voting systems are experimenting with DLT to enhance security, transparency, and efficiency. So why is blockchain so revolutionary? First, it brings transparency. Since all transactions are publicly recorded on the blockchain, anyone can view them at any time, reducing the risk of fraud or manipulation. Second, it ensures securities. Transactions are encrypted and verified by the entire network, making them nearly impossible to alter. And third, decentralization gives control back to individuals. Without relying on banks or government, people can send and receive payment, enter into contract, or store data in a secure peer-to-peer system. Blockchain's most famous use case is, of course, cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was the first to demonstrate the power of blockchain as a decentralized currency, and it was quickly followed by other platforms like Ethereum, which expanded blockchain's potential through decentralized applications or dApps and smart contracts. Blockchain and decentralized ledger technology represent the future of digital transactions and data management. They are reshaping how we think about trust, security, and transparency in a digital world. Thank you for joining me on this episode. I will see you in the next. Cheers.